Gary Lamb, Erica P. We all know Mother's Day is coming up. So, what is it that everybody make it such an extravagant like Mother's Day, Mother's Day, Mother's Day? Everybody make this a big event. So, why is this? Like, am I missing something here? Somebody fill me in.
You got to think about it. People appreciate their moms in different ways. Moms do a lot. I know me as a mom, I am the go to for everything. Mom, I need lunch. Mom, I need clothes. Mom, I need book fair money. Ma. That's what they do. Moms are usually the first line of defense
And
in
I'll
the
be honest
household.
with you, my kids don't bother me for nothing because they know that my answer is always going to be no. They don't come to me for nothing. They be like, "Dad, are we good?" Like they don't bother me for nothing. So yeah, I agree, Erica. They do go to their mother for mostly everything they want.
But here's a question though. Isn't that what moms like signed up for though? Moms kind of signed up for this, so it's like this is what you're supposed to do in a sense, right?
I don't
Okay,
think so.
I'll buy that.
I don't think so. I think moms signed up to, yes, the mom role can be different for different people. Everybody's mom is not the go-to person. Everybody's mom is not the person that's going go to the school and show up. Everybody's mom is not the person to be like, "Hey baby, you need a costume for Halloween? Come on, let me go figure it out." No. A mom is different for everybody. And the
Hmm.
reason is there's no clear cut, this is the mom role and that's it. Everybody's mom is not going to be, "Hey, let me go tie your shoes every day until you figure out how to tie your shoes." Everybody's mom is not going to be, "Hey, I saw this at the store. Let's see if we go build them Legos together." Everybody's not like that.
So
But
let me
everybody has a mom because they were birthed and had to get here some kind of way.
Hmm.
So that mom role for everybody, like I said, is going to be different. You got some people who appreciate their moms, who want to show that off to the world. Like, hey, this is mom's day. I'm about to take her out to dinner, take her to go get whatever outfit she want. I'm about to buy these flowers, these balloons. You got people that want to do that. You got other people to be like, you know what? This is just another day for mom to figure out how she would enjoy herself. Guess
Hmm.
what? For me, as a mom, I'm gonna be left alone. I do not want to be on mom duty on Mother's Day. I'm gonna be able to sit. I'm gonna be able to chill. I'm gonna sleep as late as I want to. I want to eat all my favorite things and not be bothered for that one day where I feel like I could just turn it off and it's for me.
I
so let
feel the
me
same
ask
way
you.
about Father's
Oh,
Day.
Correct. And as a
I just want to be
mom,
left alone.
yeah.
but as a mom for Father's Day, I make sure the dad is taken care of. You ain't got to do nothing. You let me know what you want to eat. You let me know what you want to do. If you don't want to do nothing, you have at it. The problem is on Mother's Day, a lot of times moms got to figure out what they want, tell them what they want, and still be on instead of just being left alone sometimes.
But you're the number one go person in the house. So of course we gotta come to you for everything. Like if my wife say, I'm gonna take my day off, I'm gonna have to come to her about at least 7 things that day. Cause she's off and I don't know where stuff is. So yeah, I'm gonna have to come to her.
That means you don't need that stuff that day. You don't need it.
I hear you
Figure
on
it
that.
out the next day. Try again.
Respect.
Give me
Respect.
Monday. On Monday, I'll let you know everything that you're trying to find.
So should we set up the day before for Mother's Day?
I could take that. I could.
Okay.
Let me ask you this though, right? Because something Gary said was, yo, he got to go to the mother and ask her where's XYZ. But don't a lot of mothers put this kind of on their shoulders? Because when you get dads that do want to be involved and do want to help and everything like this, they want, like, women tend to be like, you know what, I got this, because they feel like their day is not complete if they're not doing all these things running 100 miles per hour. Like, women like to be in control when it comes to the household because you guys have things set up a specific way and you don't
And they
want the
don't want
man
anyone
to
to
come
mess
in,
it up, right?
mess it up, so to speak. So
Hmm.
what do you say to that?
I'm guilty. I do that. I am very guilty of that. But the hard part is trying to figure out how do you let go of some of that control and still have that control. It's confusing. I don't know what to say. In my head, it's yes. Do I want a break? I really do. But am I going to feel like I got buyer's remorse because I got a break? It's weird.
So the question now becomes: are all these things that are put on mothers' shoulders done on their own account?
Are mothers responsible for the weight that they carry?
Yes.
I do feel a lot of times they take on the role and they take on all of the tasks, not realizing it.
Hmm.
And then when you start realizing it gets too much, they really don't know how to give it back.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I have a very difficult time getting my wife to pass me tasks that I know I can do, but she doesn't want to pass those tasks to me. But she'll say she's overwhelmed in certain areas. Now, don't get it twisted. When she's really, really overwhelmed, she'll say, "Babe, I
Facts.
need you to take care of this." But she has to hit a limit. You know what I'm saying? Before she'll even consider giving me roles or tasks or responsibilities around the home that she knows I'm very well equipped to do. It's not like I'm not equipped. I also look at it like I think my wife also look at the fact that I'm taking on such a major um, role in being a new business owner or trying to
Mhm.
she say like, look, I don't want you to worry about any of this stuff. You need to focus on this. Right. So I do see how women will take that role on specifically so their husbands can focus on the bigger, badder tasks because she don't want to be responsible for them. And even if she is responsible for them, she doesn't want to cross over into his lane and put more of him on him than he can bear because most women who are married are helpmeet to their husbands. And those are the roles that they take on being a wife. So they're like, I don't want you to have to deal with this. But there are many, many times where I say, babe, give me some of the load. I can handle it. And she still won't do it. Can you talk to that?
Can I
I do it all
interject
the time.
before she answer that real quick?
Sure.
Wouldn't you say though, as men, instead of asking her, hey, can I do XYZ, shouldn't we just take those roles? Like for instance, if laundry is something that's being done, how about we just start folding the clothes ourselves and don't let her have to ask for it, taking a load off her plate?
Because I get around to stuff when I get around to stuff. And it may
See,
not be in the time frame that she'll get it done. So by the time I'm like, oh, okay, let me work on this, she already knocked it out. For example, not too long ago, my wife was saying, I need you to help fill the picture jug with water. And I said, I would, but you always get to it before I can. So by the time I get to it to fill it up, you've already
mhm,
done it. So it's like that's not a task that I'm trying to avoid or trying to neglect. It's just, oh, it's already done. So I said, if you leave it to get empty or get low enough, one of us will fill it up. But you're always doing it because you're always in the kitchen.
mm,
So
got
it's
you.
like it's hard to get those tasks done because she's already doing those tasks.
You have to think about it though. The task list is always in your head. So because it's
There you
always in
go.
your head, I
Hmm.
can't tell you what task I need done right then and there. A lot of times it's like, oh, I just cooked. Okay, let me go ahead and knock out the rest of these dishes while I'm standing here. Oh, let me prep the bowls for lunch while I'm sitting here. It's like, oh, I gotta walk downstairs to the bathroom. You know what? While I'm downstairs, let me switch the laundry or let me fold up the clothes that's on the chair because a lot of times it's not a written down checklist like, hey, I'm gonna do this task at this time.
Hmm.
I'm at fault for that. I do that all the time. I'd be like, oh, I need to learn how to relax. Well, guess what? I can't relax if the house is dirty. I can't relax if I see other tasks that need to be done as I'm walking past to go sit down and relax. I did that.
Boom.
I do that all the time. Matter of fact, I just did that yesterday. I was like, oh, I'm gonna start getting to bed before midnight. Well, guess
Hmm.
what? Still didn't get into bed before midnight because what did I do? I came in the house instead of coming in the house going right to shower. I came in the house to go cook. Because I
Hmm.
came in the house to go cook, that translated me into having to wash dishes. That translated me into prepping the bowls for lunch. on top of prepping the stuff for lunch, then it was like, oh, let me go change the baby and do all this stuff. So it's like it just led to that. And I was like, oh, by the way, it's almost 9 o'clock at night. The kids got to get ready for bed. Hey, did y'all get your school clothes out? Hey, let me check them. I don't know. That time creep up on you so fast when I get in the house. I really don't know what's the next task to do. And
Right.
then on top of that, it's like, okay, it's 10 o'clock. It's like, dag, I ain't sit down the whole time I've been home. All right, let me sit down. Let me finally eat something. Then it's like, dag, I done ate something. Let me load the dishwasher back up. Now it's like, okay, do I run it now at 10 o'clock at night where it's about to make noise for the next hour, or do I just turn it on in the morning?
And then here come Wally saying, "Can I get some loving?" Tell the truth,
Here,
shame the devil.
here,
You
here's
guys go
something.
through a lot, as y'all go through a lot.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, but here's one thing I want to bring up though. Those those laundry list of things that you have in your head may not be the same laundry list of things that us men have in our head. So when you come into a space and you're like, dag, this floor isn't clean enough for me, but me or a Gary think, yo, the floor is swept. If it's not up to your standards, you're always going to think this needs to be done or more needs to be done. So do you
Mm.
think it could be a problem of we just don't see eye to eye when it comes to how clean the house is, or if this task is done or that task is done?
I do think it's the fact of everybody not seeing the way that we do sometimes. Because I
hmm
do. In my head, I feel like my kitchen floor needs to be swept every night. The kids put crumbs on it every day. I do feel like dishes need to be done every night. If they're not being hand washed, they need to be loaded in the dishwasher so it can get ran, so I can have everything that I just used today to available for tomorrow. So I don't have to take out a whole nother set of dishes
Let me
or
see
to
if
be
I can
jam packed
explain
again.
it better, because I understand if there's stuff on the floor, yes, it needs to be swept. But let's say, for instance, if I fold my clothes or your son fold his clothes a certain way and it's not the way you fold it, you would have a problem with that and be like, yo, you got to refold this the way I want it to be done. So that's what I'm saying. Is it a problem of not seeing eye to eye the way you think things should be up to standard, as opposed to how the man should see things up to standard?
In
You
other
get what I'm
words, do
saying?
OCD take control when someone else does the task that you usually do, but not up to
Hmm.
your standard?
Yes. My OCD does. I
Yeah.
have refolded towel after towel because I fold towels one way
hmm
and my partner folds towels completely opposite. Are there times where I just leave them the way that they are for that moment? Yes, because they are folded. But I guarantee you, by the end of a day or two, I've redid just about everything.
Mm. Yeah, I gather that. So, in parts, being a good wife and mother is a load that you're naturally going to fall into. It's not
Yeah.
like you're overwhelming yourself. You naturally fall into it. Because if something's already done, why do it again? Unless, of course, you look at it as it hasn't been done up to standard. And if it hasn't been done up to standard, you feel like you have to do it again. Am I correct?
It's not a up to standard issue for me. It's more of aesthetically, if I have the closet set up one way, it's
hmm
either I have to change it to match the way that somebody else did it or put it, because think about it. If I fold the example, we're going to use laundry. If I fold my towels 3 times, which makes it smaller than someone who folds the towel twice, you can't
Mm.
put a towel that's folded twice on top of a towel that's folded 3 times
It
without it
messes
either.
up the synergy in the room.
But it's not even the fact of the synergy. What happens when you start putting them on top of each other, it'll topple over. So to prevent it from toppling over, yes, I do refold them so that they sit in the closet correctly. Because in my head or on the shelf itself, there's only but so much space for each item. So because there's only
So
so much space for each item.
it
Why did
sounds to me, let me say this. It sounds to me that instead of just accepting the chores coming our way, it's better to what's the word? Duplicate what she's already doing, right? So if
Yes.
you're going to fold laundry, fold it 3 ways in instead of just twice, as she said. So she won't have to go back behind you and do it again. Because I can see why that would be an issue for a mom or a wife. Because even if I do get you to do this task, you do it in a way that does not satisfy the space or the synergy of the room or whatever what have you. It throws me into OCD mode. Damn, he did it wrong, so I have to do it again anyway. So instead of asking him and trying to be on some like, no, you did it wrong, I just prefer to do it and not ask him in the beginning. Is that what you sound like to you?
Yes. That's what
Yeah.
it sounds like to me. One.
So the
And
best way for
two,
us to help you is to just do it the way you normally do it. If we're going to help.
And if we
or
don't know how to do it, hey, wait, if we don't know how to do it, or you walk in there and see it's not done a certain way, why not just be like, yo, this is the way that I do this going forward? And you teach the individual, hey, this is how I like things done.
That turned me
it
on thinking
doesn't work.
about it. I put what you just said in Toya's voice. This is how I like to do it. Oh, you better teach me. Teach me how you gotta do it. I ain't going front. That turned me the hell on. I was like, yeah, please teach me, baby. But I love that girl. That's why, you know what I'm saying?
But
Yeah,
the
yeah.
downside is, it's like, if I have to show you my way, that means I probably could have did the test faster. And I think that's the problem. A lot of times it's,
But
if
No,
it's a
let her
test
isn't
that
finish.
it
Let
has
her
to,
finish. Let her finish. Let her finish.
if it's a
okay?
test that I'm trying to get knocked out and finished, if it's going to take me longer to do it, I might as well just do it. Yes, would it be easier if we could teach our partners the way we operate, where it could be done the same way? Ultimately, yes, that's the end goal. But you have to have a partner that's open to that,
Mhm.
and also not something that's going to be forgotten the next time around. Because think about it.
Wally, go ahead. No, let Wally go because
Yeah,
I'm burning. I'm
yeah,
burning. Let him
because
go.
you if you're looking at a long-term goal where you're like, hey, I need help, and you're like the woman is always saying, I need help doing this, I need help doing that, but you're not taking the time to show them how to do XYZ, then you're literally asking to have these tasks. So even if you show, hey, this is how you do it, and I might forget or something like that, yes, you might need to teach me a second, a third time, but once I get it down, that's a task taken off your shoulders.
Yes.
So now you can get around to doing other things. So you got to think long term, not just short term, because you're in your feelings because you feel you got the weight of the world on your shoulders. No, we got to work together. So if we're going to work together, you have to take the time to show how you want it done.
I agree with you,
Mm-hmm.
but not the energy behind it, right?
Okay.
Like I do agree, yes, if you have a task that you want to eventually transfer over to me, it's beneficial to both of us that you teach me the task the way you want it to be done, correct? Right? You should teach me. So which is going to
Mm-hmm.
take time. That means you might have to school me more than once, multiple times. But I also look at it in a way as, okay, so I had a partner back when I was working with I was in the health industry, and she did just about everything in the house but complained that she had to do everything in the house. And I would come to her and say, teach me how to do certain tasks so you won't have to be bogged down on it.
Bombarded.
Right. She says to me, it's just easier for me to do it. And I said, wait a minute. If you're going to say it's easier for you to do it, I don't want to hear you complaining about it, because I
Mm-hmm.
came to you and said I can help you. So I don't want to hear you complain about it if you can do it and you don't have the time, patience, or energy to show me. We got 8 hours in this place every day, Monday through Friday. We are here for 8 hours. We're not going anywhere. Okay. If you're looking at it like I'm too busy or it's too much of a task to teach me how to do it, then my hands are tied. There's nothing I
Mm-hmm.
can do about it, right? But to say and I can understand why she would say that to me as an employee, type environment. I'm working with her. It's not like she's my wife. But as my wife, you're saying that you'll much rather do a task yourself because you don't want to teach him how to do it? Something seems weird there. Why is that? Is it possible that taking away a task from you take away some of the joy that you get from doing those tasks? Is it possible that it's something egotistical there? Because it doesn't make sense to me.
I don't think it's an egotistical thing, to be honest. I really do think when little girls and women grow up, they are taught, hey, you're supposed to make your partner's life easier. And a lot of times they're not taught that, hey, you also need to do stuff to make your life easier too. A lot of
Mhm.
times we get lost in making sure the kids are good, making sure our husband is good, and we don't make sure we're good.
Hmm.
Think about it. If my husband said, hey, make me a doctor's appointment, I'm not feeling good, what am I doing? I'm calling, I'm making
You
all the
automatic, yep.
appointments, I'm making sure you get there on time, I'm calling, I'm checking, whatever. Kids sick, same thing. Wife gets sick, I guarantee she's got 50 other things to say that had to get done before she go get checked out. So a lot of times they're the first person to get up and the last person to go to bed because they're making sure everybody else is good. A lot of times we don't even realize that's what we're doing. I
Hmm.
did not, matter of fact, I still don't understand why I can't give a task away. I don't know.
Hmm.
And I take on more tasks all the time, knowing, hey, I'm not saying I'm at my breaking point, but my laundry list of stuff to do is really long. And
Yeah.
I still don't know how to ask for help. I still don't know
I,
how to go, hey, can you step up? Because a lot of times, like you said, it's on your time. The
Right.
problem is if I'm trying to get the stuff done, I can't always wait for my partner's time. Because if I'm waiting on my partner's time, then either I'll forget and then it snowballs at the end of the week, or it's like, see, I asked for help and it really
You
didn't
didn't
matter
get
that I
to
had
it.
because
yeah.
my partner didn't get to it.
Right.
I think men can relate to things like that when it comes to manual labor, because if you, let's just say, I don't know, you bought a new TV or something like that gotta go in the house, up the stairs and everything like that, that man will try everything in his power to lift up that TV on his own
Mhm.
as best as he can. And if it get to that point that you physically can't, then you'll be like, yo babe, I need help, bringing this up if it's possible. But when it comes to physical labor, a man will do everything in his power so his lady do not have to lift a finger on
Yeah.
those things, and it will kill him to go and ask like, hey, can you help me with this? So
I've
I
been
can
there
relate.
many
Yep,
times.
I can relate. That's how men view it as how women view it when it comes to doing tasks around the house and physical labor.
I'm so glad you did that because now I can connect the dots because it didn't make sense until you said that. Now it makes perfect sense because I've moved couches without my wife's help. I did not care. Like I'll get it in there somehow, or it's just gonna get stuck because I'm not gonna ask her for no support. It's just what it is. So that makes sense. Thank you for putting that in there. So
No
I think
doubt.
that's the end of this one. That was amazing. I think we're going to go ahead and come live on Saturday and discuss this more in detail on how mothers support the new generation and how we can support our mothers in supporting the new generation. This is Gary Lamb signing off. Wally, Erica, you guys have a good one.
You too, brother. Peace.
Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed yourselves. Listen, the Gary Lamb Network is a viewer-supported channel.
Yeah, there are multiple ways you can support the channel directly or through the platform itself. All the links will be in the description below. This is Gary Lamb signing off. You guys have a good one.